It's Podblast time!
This ain't just a show, it's a time machine. Buckle up, pop culture fans. You're about to blast back with jazz. He's got the clips, got the knowledge, got the spark. Digging through the past, lighting up the dark. 16 millimeter film, vintage frames, toys and trivia, retro games, comic books, oh they're his thing. Bringing back the joy that nostalgia brings. Let's back, rewind that track. Saturday morning in a Podblast splash. Famous deaths, iconic scenes, laughs and legends from your childhood dreams. Now flip the switch, take it slow. We're going back to the golden glow. Grab your snacks, press play, don't miss your chance. It's a blast from the past with your host, Chance.
That's right. It's Blast time. I'm your host, Chance Bartels. We're talking all things Supergirl today in this edition of the Podblast at a special time. As we're live, it is Monday at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Happy summer, everybody. Hope you had a nice summer solstice. If you're watching or listening to this in the wintertime, that won't mean anything to you. But the topic at hand is all things Supergirl. We're going to talk about the history of the character Supergirl. Going to talk about the 1984 movie, the current movie, got some movie reviews. And a friend of the show, that's a phrase I came up with, by the way. Now, everyone says it. Danny Cochran is going to be here, possibly, to show some comic books. And speaking of comic books, I'm going to show you and talk about, for those that are listening at Fistful of Radio or Apple, some Supergirl comic books from my collection. But we got to start at the beginning. Let's talk about the origin of the character. Did you know that Supergirl goes back to the 1950s? Yes, she was first introduced in Action Comics number 252, which was released way back on Tuesday, March 31st, 1959. Now, the very first Action Comics, which introduced Superman, was released to the public on April 18th, 1938. So Supergirl showed up about 21 years after Superman debuted in print form. And of course, there were the Kirk Allen movie serials, which had live action Superman. Then you had the George Reeves television show, one of the first shows to be in color, along with Bonanza and some other shows on television, the history of television. But yeah, I saw the new movie. I'll give you my 2 cents about it later on. But I want to show you the very first Supergirl comic book. Let's look at that really quickly. And I will talk to the chat. Hello, chat. I'll put your comments on the screen as we go along. But here is the first comic book appearance of Supergirl. Oh, dear. It's not showing up. I'm having a technical glitch. Hang on, let me try. Oh, there we go. Oh, thank gosh. That's the first appearance in comic book form of Supergirl. She had an all blue outfit. Later, she had a red skirt. Look, it's all blue. That's the very first cover, which is on the screen. Sorry, listeners, I'll just describe it. It had a 10-cent cover price. And again, this is from Tuesday, March 31st, 1959. So the character of Supergirl, her real Kryptonian name is Kara with a K, K-A-R-A, Kara Zor-El, or Kara Zor-El. And she's the cousin of Superman. And the character was created by Otto Binder and Al Plastino. After the appearance of Kara Zor-El, the original Supergirl, other characters have taken up the mantle of Supergirl, sometimes at the same time, including Matrix, Linda Danvers, and Sir-El. Here, let me change the screen so you can see my ugly face and the comic book at the same time. Let me see how to do that. Yeah, good enough. So, This character is obviously a female counterpart to Superman. And Kara Zor-El, her birth name, shares his superpowers and vulnerability to kryptonite. And that came up in the new movie, the 2026 Supergirl movie, which we'll talk about later. Now she obviously it was published by DC Comic Books. She's part of the DC universe, which is headed by James Gunn presently. And he's directing the latest Superman movie, which will be released in 2027. Let's see. So Supergirl's adventures became the lead feature in a comic book title called Adventure Comics. And she later starred in her own comic book series, The Daring New Adventures of Supergirl, which ran from 1982 until 1984. Supergirl, as I said, was originally introduced in Action Comics issue number 252 in 1959 as the cousin of Superman. And in most depictions of the character, she's an alien from the planet Krypton, possessing a multitude of superhuman abilities derived from the rays of the yellow sun. Our sun, the sun that Earth orbits. Other mainstream characters have taken the name Supergirl over the years with decidedly non-extraterrestrial origins, such as that of a superhuman artificial life form, an AI being. And there also was a 2016 miniseries, Supergirl, Being Super, written by Mariko Tamaki and penciled by Joelle Jones. And it's a coming-of-age take on Supergirl's origins. And it depicts Kara as a seemingly ordinary teenager living in rural Midvale with the Danvers family. Like Kara. Also were precursors like Superwoman. The first comic to feature a female counterpart to Superman is Lois Lane, Superwoman, a story published cover date in which a hospitalized Lois Lane dreams she has gained the Kryptonian superpowers thanks to a blood transfusion from the Man of Steel, Superman. So there's that. Now, there also was another form of Supergirl in Superboy issue number 5 from November 1949 in a story titled Superboy Meets Supergirl. Superboy meets Queen Lucy of the fictional Latin American nation of Borgonia, and she is a stellar athlete of the Scholar. So, and then you had Super Sister, and then you had another version of Supergirl in Superman issue number 123 from August of 1958. Jimmy Olsen uses a magic totem to wish a quote unquote Supergirl into existence as a comparison and helper to Superman. However, the two frequently get in each other's way until she is fatally injured, protecting Superman from a kryptonite meteor that a criminal has dropped towards him. So how about that? Now, the original character of Kara Zor-El, after a positive fan reaction to Supergirl in Action Comics number 252, the story that introduced the character, drawn, as I mentioned, by Al Plastino and written by Otto Bender, she was given another shot. Let's see. I'm going to show you some other comic book comic book covers. Let's see here. All right. There was a 1985 miniseries that lasted from April 85 cover date to March 86, Crisis on Infinite Earths, that also featured what seemed to be the death of Supergirl. And I'll show you that cover in a little bit. But that's pretty much the comic book origin in a nutshell. I'm going to show you some of my comic book covers from my collection. Here's one right here. Look at this. Look at the little kitty cat with Supergirl. Sorry, listeners, it's very visual. And there she is at a party, and she's upset. She says, "What's the good in being a Supergirl, helping everyone if I can't even get a date?" And look at the symbol. It's on her left breast, as it were. Now, if we open up this issue, there's the splash page, which is page 1. It says the Garden of Death. There she is in the morgue. So, yeah. And there she is flying. I kind of like that version of the costume. But there you go. So that's one of the comic books in my collection. And let's see. Also, I'm going to show you the first big screen version of Supergirl, and that was portrayed by Helen Slater. And they had like a little Popeye's chicken tie-in in that movie, a little product placement, as you see in this picture. And the current Supergirl movie has a tie-in with Kentucky Fried Chicken. So what's the deal with fried chicken and Supergirl? I don't get it, but there you go. And there's an autographed color still of Helen Slater, signed by Helen Slater herself. Now I'm going to show you a clip of the movie. Now it's kind of problematic with copyright, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. As I cleared this with copyright, but sometimes when I'm live, the stream will go down. Hopefully it won't happen today. But I'm going to show you a little trailer to the Supergirl movie from 1984. It was released on my birthday, my 14th birthday, November 21st, 1984. I'm old as F. But let's look at this trailer to Supergirl. It's 2 minutes and 45 seconds long. This is the 1984 version.
Who is she? You know, I think I recognize the costume.
The question remains, just who on earth are you?
On Earth, I'm Lee. Linda Lee.
Why don't you just leave this poor kid alone and worry about the other one that flies? Because nobody gets in my way.
Wait 1 minute. I mean, you can do the whole number, leap tall buildings at a single bound, and look right through things.
Yes.
Bend steel bars?
Yes.
Enjoy your prison, Supergirl. Forever and ever.
Power of Shadow! Destroy her!
02.
I must be sent to the Phantom Zone.
Faye Dunaway. Mia Farrow.
Venus? When?
Adventure runs in the family.
Yeah, that announcer sounds like he smoked about a carton of Lucky cigarettes, didn't he? Helen Slater, Supergirl.
No, but is this thing on? Okay, make sure the mic's going. And Brenda Vaccaro also sounded like she smoked a carton of Lucky cigarettes. That actress that you saw in the trailer there, she's short. But let me tell you, the international version of that movie was better than the American version. The American version's like 90 minutes. There's a 2 hour and 18-minute version that was released in the year 2000 on DVD and with THX sound. And there is actually two versions. There are rather two versions in this DVD set. It's got the director's cut and the international cut. And the director's cut was released for the very first time on this set, and it makes it a much more enjoyable movie. And I loved the opening and end title sequences, just like I did with the Superman movies by Chris Reeve. And the ones for Superman 3, where they're kind of 3D at the end titles, not the stupid slapstick opening of Superman 3. I love the credits when they come at you at the end of Superman 3. And then Supergirl, released a year after Superman 3. It was like the last time you had that epic, kind of unique, like they took it to another level each movie, I think, in my opinion. Whoever did the titles, I should have researched that. Let's look at the opening titles to Supergirl. And the music was by Jerry Goldsmith, who's one of the best movie composers of all time, in my opinion. Hopefully the stream won't go down, and we'll get to the new movie in just a moment. Let's look at the opening titles to Supergirl from 1984. Right there, it's like,
Why don't you play the whole movie?
no, I don't want the stream to go down. So that's how the titles look. The end titles are even better, but I can't play them because there's an instant block. I tried to rip them from my DVD, but it was instantly blocked by Warner Brothers. But they have no problem with the opening titles, but for some reason they don't want the end titles to be seen. In fact, I was going to pull clips from the international cut of some of the deleted scenes, but again, insta block. Whoops. Insta block by Warner Brothers. But I highly recommend this. Is a limited edition DVD, and it's cheap. You can find it on eBay and I think Amazon for a reasonable price. But look, this is my copy, is copy 32,190 out of 50,000 total units pressed. Now I've got another clip I want to show of the original 1984 Supergirl starring Helen Slater. This is where she takes a night flight over Chicago, which is where most of the movie was set. And I love the music by Jerry Goldsmith here. And her little bracelet goes off. And to me, I always thought it's like, like her clock is ticking. She's trying to find this Omicron Hedron device, a spinning gizmo. And so her bracelet guides her to it. And this is the thing that gives the villainess played by Faye Dunaway her powers in Supergirl 1984. So, you know, in a flight of fancy while she's flying around, it's almost like, you know, like her biological clock is ticking when that thing goes off. I always would pretend like, oh, she's got to have a baby. It's almost too late for her to have a baby. I know that's off the wall, but I just thought that was like an analogy. Anyway, let's just watch. What do you think? Am I completely nuts? Yes, in my belief about that. Here's the Lick Ma, no wires. That was pretty flawless landing there by the special effects guys and by Helen Slater herself. So, listeners, if you're listening at Apple Podcast or Fistful of Radio out of Atlanta and you want to see the clip, say I picked a clip that had some nice music, so at least the listeners could enjoy that, even though you can't see it. But if you do want to see it, it's so simple. All you have to do is do a Google search of the Nostalgic Podblast. That's the name of this program that you're listening to. And at the very top, you'll see the YouTube channel, The Nostalgic Podblast. And when you're there, you can click the live tab or the video tab in this particular case and look for the screenshot of a Supergirl comic book. It looks like Superman's holding her dead body. And it says Supergirl 2026 history and movie review. And this clip, I can't tell you, probably be halfway through the stream if you want to just shuttle search ahead, the particular clip we just watched. All right, now back to the formerly live portion of this tribute to the character of Supergirl. So, there's some interesting questions about the character of Supergirl. Can she have a romance? Remember how in Superman 2, it was said that Superman had to be mortal to mate with a human female because he basically ripped her apart because of his super dick. Now, what about Supergirl? I mean, not to be crude, but you know, maybe in the throes of passion, like if she like, you know, clenched her sugar walls, it might rip your dick off. I hate to say that, but I mean, and that was not tackled in the new movie. I was hoping, I'll get to my review in a little bit, family show, but I was hoping they would have a romance. There is no romance in this movie. Maybe that'll come along in a sequel. If there is a sequel, it's not faring too well at the box office right now, at least not to expectations. We'll talk about that later. Let me see. I think I might have shown all the clips of 1984 Supergirl. I want to do justice to that movie. Let me tell you about the box office of the 1984 movie. Again, it was edited so horribly for the U.S. release where like scenes didn't make sense. I have the, yeah, here it is. I want to show you a VHS release of Supergirl for my collection. Unfortunately, it's very sun faded, but there is the VHS release of Helen Slater's Supergirl movie. Okay. Okay. I hate when people do that. Radio personalities and the like, but they're, and podcasters. There's the back of the VHS release. And of course, that's Faye Dunaway. No wire hangers ever! Mommy Dearest, which is free on YouTube with ads right now, I noticed. Mommy Dearest, the true story, supposedly written by her adopted daughter, Christina, about the life of Joan Crawford. But some pluses about Supergirl, the 1984 movie, was Faye Dunaway's performance. Over the top, of course. I loved her, of course, in Bonnie and Clyde. That was the first major breakthrough role of Faye Dunaway. And then she did Network and a lot of other movies. But she is just fantastic in this movie. They did something stupid, though. They had like a Lorelei Ambrosia character in Supergirl. Lorelei Ambrosia was played by Pamela Stevenson, and she was like the ditz, but not so ditzy. She played stupid girlfriend of Ross Webster, played by the Man from U.N.C.L.E., former star Robert Vaughn in Superman 3. And they had a character that looked and sounded just like her in Supergirl, which I thought was weird. Little casting thing. Demi Moore was supposed to play Lucy Lane in Supergirl, but she chose to do a movie called Blame It on Rio, in which she is topless before she had her boob job. She has little like mosquito bite breasts. Demi Moore in the movie Blame It on Rio. But I think that Demi Moore, if you look at old General Hospital clips of her from 1981, 1982, when she was first hitting the scene, she was a lot like Margot Kidder. So I thought that she would have been a great Lucy Lane. I did not like the actress who ultimately played Lucy Lane in 1984 Supergirl. She did not do a very good job, in my opinion. And I thought she was unsightly, as I am. She was not easy on the eyes either. So it's too bad the original choice, Demi Moore, she actually, I think would have helped that movie fare better at the box office back in 1984. Speaking of box office, damn, I didn't pull that up. Let me see if I can find the box office real quick to Supergirl, 1984. Let's see. Damn you. Ah, you son of a bitch. I'll pull it up here. Let me see if I can play a clip. I'm going to play a clip, and then I'm going to show some Supergirl comic books. Let's play a clip of something else. Now, I'll get to the box office. While I'm doing that, I'm going to stall and play a 1 minute, 52-second clip because someone in the chat came in Florida mentioned the Supergirl TV series, which started on CBS. And then it went to the CW network. And Melissa Benoist played the character of Kara. I call her Melissa B. Moist because right around the time of the release of the first movie, some hardcore images, which are still on the internet, surfaced of her. And she was from Glee with her boyfriend at the time. I mean, penetration, everything. And I thought, oh, she's going to be screwed. I mean, the network spent so much money promoting the Supergirl TV series for CBS. And then these pictures hit, but nothing happened to her. It just got swept right under the rug. And I thought she did a really good job. Also in the cast was Harrison Ford's current squeeze, Ally McBeal herself. Well, let me just show you the clip. Here's a 1 minute and 52 seconds long of Supergirl, the TV series.
I was sent to Earth when my planet Krypton was dying.
I feel like I've heard this story before.
This is my story.
He knows? What you told him?
This is not a job I take lightly. I can do this, and I don't want to waste a minute of it.
She's so cool. Do you maybe have a little crush on Supergirl?
You got good taste, kid.
I am going to write a kick-ass expose on Supergirl.
You're writing it?
I'm a writer. It's like riding a bike or severe childhood trauma. You never really lose it.
Lucy Lane. Yes, you are.
There was a time I would have done anything for that woman, but she dumped me.
You're doing things that Superman couldn't even do.
Kara, you leap into the sky head first into danger, and you don't seem scared of falling.
What's so bad about falling?
Supergirl!
You may have powers, Kara, but they don't always know who our enemies are. So we need to be prepared to face anyone.
It's been a long time, little one.
And Astra. We have to stop her.
I'm just trying to keep you safe.
Of all the things the S stands for, safety is not one of them.
You're pointless, sad, pathetic.
Don't talk to me like that!
Supergirl, stand down!
I don't want to let go.
I don't want to either.
Supergirl. New episodes. CBS Mondays at its regular time, 8/7 Central.
The box office. The budget for Supergirl 1984 was $35 million. It only earned $14.3 million at the box office. It lost all those millions of dollars. Before I saw it on my birthday with this guy, John David, a friend of mine. Conversion was only 105 minutes. When I do the chat break, I like to play a little video piece from the old Romper Room show. And let's look at the chat.
You have a good day today, friends. Yeah. I did.
I had a Superman day.
You had a Superman day. Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Spider-Man day.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, you know what? Wait. You know what time it is? It's time for me to see the friends at home in the magic mirror. Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me, do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play? All my friends had fun today. I see David's having a special day today, and Olivia Joy had a special day on Sunday. And I see Robin had a special day yesterday, and Dana's having a special day today, and so is Reginald and Edward John and Margaret. And I see Justin and Megan and Courtney and Brick and Mark and Rachel and Sheila and Caroline are all having special days, and Cicely and Ashley and Matthew and Jose, and I see Bonnie and Anthony and Joe had special days yesterday, and so did Tammy and Brandon and Gregory, and of course, friends, you know I see you, and I'll see you again.
Good to see you. Hey to My Flock in Southern California. Hello to Kevin Theme Park Adventure. About the DVD set, the limited edition Supergirl came in and said only 50,000 were printed. That DVD set has to be valuable, considering there are far more than 50,000 Supergirl / DC comic book fans. Yes, but not all comic book fans are fans of movies or the live action versions, believe it or not. Some people just like to read. That DVD set is extremely affordable. I think my stream went down. Sorry about that. Danny Staten said, I was 19 in 1984. I had kids by then. Oh my God. And Danny also said, I liked Supergirl from 1984. I love Helen Slater. I do too. One thing about her voice gets on my nerves. And I've been told that about me too. I have an annoying voice as well, but I don't know what it is. Like something about her voice kind of irritates me rather. And I don't know about her chemistry with her lead love interest in the 1984 Supergirl. I don't know. I always got a lesbian vibe from Helen Slater, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that. Don't misunderstand. It just, I don't know, just there was something with her chemistry that just seemed off. That's just me. Let's see. And Joe Gutfeld said Helen Slater was the best Supergirl with Melissa Melissa Benoist as a close second. Very cool. Let's see. Danny makes a good point. It's unfair that Faye Dunaway got top billing in the Supergirl movie. That's what happened to Chris Reeve in the first movie. And Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, top billing over Chris Reeve. The absolute top was Marlon Brando, and they only had in the final edit of Superman the movie, like, I don't know, like maybe 5 minutes of screen time. Yet he got top billing because he was a big star. That's the thing. They had star power in their movies. They even did this stupid movie, Santa Claus the Movie, in 1985, after Supergirl, the year after Supergirl, and had Dudley Moore in it. It was still hot from the movie Arthur, as well as 10 before Arthur. But they had big time star power, and that's something that's lacking in the current movie. We'll get to that in a moment. I do like that when they cast an unknown. Lily Adcock, that's her name, from Australia. As with Chris Reeve. Chris Reeve had done Edge of Night, the soap opera. He was not very well known when he was cast to play Clark Kent and Kal-El, the Man of Steel, in Superman the movie. So whatever his name is, Jason Momoa, who was Aquaman, playing this guy in the movie. One of the main characters in this movie, Supergirl 2026, is Lobo. And there he is. There's wait, I clicked the wrong button. That's Sheriff Lobo, Sheriff Elroy T. Lobo. Not this Lobo. We're talking about this Lobo. The cigar smoking, I'd say, villain of this character from 1983. Here's another shot of Lobo, who's in the movie. God dang, my buttons ain't working there. Not such a nice guy, but here he is in the new movie. Whoa! Yeah, that's how he looks in the new movie. These freaking buttons are not working on StreamYard. I am going to give them a real nasty review. Speaking of reviews, hang on. There we go. We're going to get to another review besides mine, but let's look at a preview trailer to Supergirl 2026. Try to segue to that topic as we wait for Danny to join us. Let's see. Here is the 2-minute, 23-second official trailer to Supergirl 2026, not directed by James Gunn.
Here's the thing. My cousin and I have very different ideas about what it means to be a hero. He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
The brigands brought destruction to every corner of the universe. The galaxy must be defended.
You cannot give up on me.
Now it's
Oh, that might be a problem.
I know it's pretty colorful, but that's just so everyone knows we're good.
I'm going to tell you something. Only one of you is going to make it out alive.
We haven't been formally introduced.
There you go. So budget was $170 million. It's rated PG-13, of course, distributed by Warner Brothers, which is soon to merge with Paramount, reportedly. But he's mad at me. His popcorn got lost in the mail. I pay the man with popcorn, and so he ghosted me. JT completely ghosted me. I'm just kidding. We do have a review from JT. Let's get right to it. Then I'll tell you my take on Supergirl 2026. Take it away, JT.
Hello, this is Movie Reviews by JT, and I got another review for you. Supergirl. The movie comes out in theaters on Friday, June 26th. I went to an early screening tonight for the film in IMAX. The film was great, a lot of fun, but it's not perfect, though. There were a couple of moments that was funny. There's some stuff I did like, some stuff I did not like. It's not as bad as people say it is, though, but it's not the best comic book film by any means at all. I thought the story, the plot was fine, was okay. Millie Alcala performance as Supergirl is solid. Jason Momoa was a standout as Lobo. He was the highlight of the film. Every time he was on screen, I was enjoying the movie a lot more and everything and stuff. And yeah, I enjoyed the film, but it's not perfect, like I said, any necessary anything. And yeah, I can't wait to watch it again when it comes to streaming very soon. And yeah, so stuff they should have had done, so stuff they should have like that little change some stuff a little bit and everything. And the villain was kind of weak and boring and everything, but overall I really enjoyed the movie and everything and stuff. I give Supergirl a 7 out of 5 and everything. And check the movie out in theaters this weekend. So that's my review for Supergirl. All right, bye.
A 7 out of 5 from JT. Yes, now this is a pre-record insert because I forgot to tell a story I wanted to share about my local AMC Parkway Point 15 theater. I felt so bad for some of the employees that were forced to wear Supergirl t-shirts. We're talking a blue t-shirt. Well, here I am wearing a Superman shirt, and I'm like a super dork, super wimp. But anyway, I felt really bad. There was a huge African-American or black gentleman tearing the tickets or looking at the tickets who had to wear a Supergirl shirt. This guy looked so masculine, so tough. And as you know, for some of us that are old uncles like me, like Gen Xers, guys don't want to say they throw like a girl. They do certain things like a girl. And this big, huge guy looked completely humiliated wearing a Supergirl shirt. So I don't know if that was a policy from AMC movie theaters that required for opening weekend or the opening week of Supergirl's release, Supergirl 2026, to wear those shirts. But some people looked really uncomfortable in it. I mean, if anything, have the symbol of Supergirl, but not the word Supergirl, like, Hey, look at me, I'm a Supergirl. You know, it just didn't look manly. I don't know. I mean, and toxic masculinity is not something that a lot of people support out there. And that's not what I'm saying it is. I'm just saying it looks silly to me. It just looks silly looking at these, especially the dudes having to wear a shirt that says Supergirl. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. Now back to the then live Podblast. Hey, it's Tug.
Hi,
the
how's
Unapologetic
everybody
Geek
doing?
YouTube channel. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for being here. Yes, I know, chat. The stream went down when I played the Supergirl 2026 trailer. I don't know why I tested it through the copyright gods, and it was fine. No claims. But sometimes when you're live, the live bots have a mind of their own.
Yes, that is very true.
The replay, all you'll see, all you missed really is just the 2026 trailer and most of JT's review of Supergirl. Now, Tug, did you see the new Supergirl movie?
I have not seen it. No, I
That's
will
okay.
eventually.
Let's talk about the 1984 movie. I know you've seen that. Let's jump back to that a little bit.
Sure.
What did you think of that film? And have you seen the extended version or just the US cut?
Oh, I've seen, let's see, there's the theatrical version, there's the international version, and I think there's even a director's cut. I'm pretty sure I've seen them all.
Good. Yeah, the director's cut's the longest version at 138 minutes. Talked about it earlier. So you've seen that. Good. Do you think it adds more to the movie and does it make more sense, you think?
It does. I think it makes it a better movie. You have a lot more understanding of some of the character motivations. I mean, yeah, they're a little cartoonish, but like you need something to connect with. And I think that the theatrical version skims over a lot of stuff that's really important. I'm baffled by some of the decisions they made to cut some scenes. Are you still there?
Some good stuff left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Now you're not a comic book guy per se, right? You're a movie guy and an author, right?
Yes, I am a movie guy. I am an author. I did used to work in a comic book store, but it was a Marvel comic book store because I worked at Universal Studios.
Beautiful. And that, of course, you worked at Universal. I thought you worked at Disney.
I also worked at Disney. I worked at both.
I'm obsessed with Marvel. I love Marvel comic books. That's actually all the boxes behind me are all Marvel comic books. Awesome. I do have DC, and I'll show some Supergirl comics. Hell, I might as well do it now. Show a couple of them. Some more recent ones. That's
Pretty
Funeral
cool.
for a Friend. That was I'm sorry, this is really bad audio. Let me just show you some of the more iconic covers real quick, though. There's a Crisis on Infinite Earths from 1985, where Supergirl appears to be dead. And there's a tie-in.
Right.
And show you, Tug. Is this takeoff? This is Funeral for a Friend issue 2. It's a takeoff on Action Comics issue number 1, the first appearance of Superman from 1938.
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane did a tribute cover in Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man issue 306, I believe, as well, which I have in my collection, where Spider-Man's picking up the car. But I kind of like that cover. Not super valuable, not vintage, but I think
cool.
it's a nice cover.
Yeah. Not everything has to be valuable. It can just be
agree.
cool.
Well said. And my brother-in-law, Josh, he says he doesn't mind when comic books are beat up. It gives it character.
That's true. I can see that.
Oh, did I freeze up on you, Tug?
Yeah, you froze up a little bit. Yeah.
I don't know. Guys, I'm working on that. That's why I haven't gone live in quite a while. Did you like Helen Slater?
Did I like Helen Slater? Yes, I did like Helen Slater.
Sorry about that. I don't know if you heard my question. I probably broke up. Did you like Helen Slater as Supergirl?
I did. I liked her a lot as Supergirl. I had already had a crush on her by that point. I grew up watching her in Supergirl and Secret of My Success. And I think she's great. I, for the longest time, thought she was related to Christian Slater. She's not.
Speaking of him, you're making me segue into something else. I had a brain toot. He's in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, uncredited.
Correct.
Christian Slater. And you see him in the shadows, like in the corridor of is it the Enterprise or the Excelsior? I think
it's the Excelsior. It's Sulu. Yeah,
the Excelsior, which was commanded by Captain Hikaru Sulu. Hikaru was Sulu's first name, for those that don't know. Yeah.
But yes, Christian Slater, his mother was Mary Jo Slater, and she was the casting director on Star Trek VI, and he just begged her to have a walk-on role. So that's what happened, because he's an enormous Trekkie apparently,
and he was a big star then.
He was. That was at the height of his career.
Yeah. And thank God for that movie, because it really like sort of erased some of the stench of Star Trek V that William Shatner directed. It was just so bad, and the effects were horrible. Good story, and I like the actor who played Cybok in that, Spock's brother.
Yeah, I thought he was cool, and I thought the idea
his
of
name,
the character was cool.
You know the name of the actor who played Cybok?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up.
He's really good. I saw him in a damn episode from like 1978 or 79 of Barnaby Jones, and he was just phenomenal in that too.
Yeah, he was mostly a theater director or a theater actor, I think.
He sure did have a good theater presence. I can see that. I mean,
yeah,
my God. Let me look that up. Cybok actor.
And if I remember correctly, that's one of the fights that William Shatner actually won, because he really wanted this actor to play Cybok.
Really?
And the studio didn't. They wanted a bigger name.
Lawrence Luckinbill. I knew it was Luck something. I was thinking of Bill Lucking, who's an actor who's in The Incredible Hulk and Chips. Lawrence Luckinbill. Luckinbill. Yeah, Cybok. He would take away people's pain. I like that too.
I need my pain.
I need my pain. That was before Bill Clinton. I feel your pain. That was before. He probably copied that from that.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh,
Bill
man.
Clinton was really Cybok.
Well, I did see Supergirl, and I'm just sort of neutral. Like, I didn't hate it, but I wasn't that emotionally invested in the character, and I was a little disappointed just because of my own arrogance of what I would have done. I would have had a love interest. I would have had her really hit rock bottom. It was depicted, and I'll pull up the movie poster, that she's, oh, look out. She's like a big lush, a big drunk, and it had, sorry about that.
It's all right.
My buttons are screwing up. Let me show you guys and gals and talk about, for the listeners, this movie poster. And it said it was a teaser poster. Look out, like where she's sipping on a drink, and her skirt looks like the evil Superman from the Superman 3 from the Tar Kryptonite. You know, where his suit gets dark. And I thought, we're going to have a really dark character here. We did not have that in this movie. I'm not going to spoil anything for you, Tug, and for anyone who's watching or listening hasn't seen it yet that wants to see it in the theater. It is theater worthy. I mean, there's a lot of big action. I was disappointed in the soundtrack too. There's no real main theme. Unlike the 1984 movie, I liked the Jerry Goldsmith theme.
Can't beat him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't even mentioned all this time that Linda Lee is the alter ego for Kara in Supergirl 1984 anyway. And there's no alter ego in this movie. It's just Kara.
Well, yeah, she's not on Earth yet. Or, well,
no, she is. She's, I don't want to give it away, but she has been on Earth because she was seen at the end of Superman 2025.
Right. Yeah.
She was on Earth in the Fortress of Solitude. And
you get the feeling, though, that she was just dropping off her dog and picking him back up again. Yeah.
I just don't know. Just something seemed off with this movie. The villain, as someone said in the chat, I think it was Kay Moonen, was not that interesting. I've heard a complaint that there's not enough character development. I don't really have that kind of a complaint with the movie because everyone knows the character. I mean,
sure,
the character was established in 1959. So what more character development do you need? I can't talk today. There is an origin story. So I want you to know that. And I thought that was well done. So you see her arrival on Earth and you see what happened to her planet, which we know, but it's a unique take on that. So that was well done. Geez, I just thought she would be more of a mess, you know, as depicted in this movie poster.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what the whole thing was leaning on, is that she's a mess. Like, even when you saw her in Superman, she was a mess. She looked like she was really drunk, you know? Yeah.
James Gunn really sold that, and I think this director and this writer did not deliver in that regard. And then Crypto. You think there's going to be a lot of Crypto. Now, Crypto certainly is in it. That's her dog, but something happens to him. So he's sort of disabled throughout most of the movie. Little disappointed by that. Did you see Superman with
oh yeah,
David
I saw
Cornswell?
Superman. Sure, yeah.
So did you like the dog? Did you like the way the dog looked?
Yeah, I thought he was fine. I mean, he didn't look exactly like Crypto from the comics, but he was great. Like, everybody loves the dog. Come on.
See, there needed to be more dog. I'm sorry.
There
See, that
needed to be
would've
more
let-
dog. I completely agree. And if like they leaned into the dog more, I think the movie would be doing better.
They try to tug on your heartstrings with the dog. They were trying to go for that emotional connection, and it failed miserably, in my opinion. It wasn't authentic. Like James Gunn, when he shows something bad happening to an animal, you feel it. You know, like whether it's Guardians 3 with the experimentation on the animals. I mean, it's very emotional. And this kind of lacked that. I don't know what, it just something was off. Again, it's not a bad movie. It's just, it's not one of my favorites. You know, it's not like something I would want to watch again.
Yeah, the read I'm getting from the internet, I mean, there's of course the people who are shouting at the rooftops that it's the worst movie ever, and people are shouting from the rooftops that it's the greatest movie ever, but it seems most people are like, it's just kind of in the middle of the road. It's like a middle of the road comic book movie, which nowadays is pretty disappointing.
Yes, and it's not woke. I've heard a lot of people on the right and the far right say it's woke. It's not any of that.
Well, it's just because the actress has said some stupid stuff on the red carpet.
She can say whatever she wants.
Exactly.
I
I
mean,
don't care.
Separate art from the person. I mean, and I agree. I can understand the argument of why do they need to say these things? Well, we have freedom of speech, and she's not an American, but I value her right to say whatever the hell she wants. If she wants to make an idiot of herself or make a heroine of herself, that's her right. So, but there's none of that in the movie. There's no agenda, as it were, in the movie. So don't listen to that criticism. In my opinion, I detected none of that. But there is a lot. Here's to the good. There's a lot of Superman in this movie, a lot more than I thought there would be. David Cornsweet, unlike the 1984 movie where you just heard Superman has left the Earth on a mission to some other planet,
going
right?
like millions of light years away or something. Yeah.
There's a radio report, right? That you hear about Superman
in
being
the car,
off Earth. Do you know any of the backstory of why? Was it all about money? Chris Reeve wanted more money for a walk-on role in 1984 Supergirl, or what? Or was it
pretty much any reason you can come up with has been said?
Okay.
Christopher Reeve, he actually initially agreed to be in the movie, and they actually wrote him into the movie originally. He was in the original script, but he pulled out at the last minute, probably because of fights with the Salkins. That's probably the cause. That's the root cause, at least. But also probably money, and who knows. But yeah, and Chris Reeve didn't want to talk about it. Like, he was asked many, many times. He rarely ever answered any questions about Supergirl. So it's kind of a shame, because I think he would have helped the movie a lot.
Thought it was about money, but yes, the producers were really bad. They fired Richard Donner. Everybody knows this. I mean, that are geeks like us, and they're older geeks. And during the production of Superman the movie and Superman 2, Richard Donner was filming both simultaneously. The producers thought he was taking too long, spending too much money, so they axed him and replaced him with basically the assistant director, Richard Lester, who had directed some Beatles films like Hard Day's Night, and he had done the Three Musketeers and the Four Musketeers. And those were movies he also shot, Richard Lester, at the same time. He shot the original and the sequel, and they thought that was a great cost-cutting measure to go ahead and knock out the sequel at the same time as the original movie and then release it a year later. They did that with Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 in the 80s. In 1988 production time for the 1989 and 1990 releases.
Yeah, I remember originally with the Back to the Future sequels, they were going to release them like 2 months apart or something, but they had to extend the post-production or something on the third one. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That would have been cool because they had a trailer at the end of Back to the Future 2. And I remember then I'm like, wow, look at all this. They must have the movie already done. And they did. You know, that was when I was just reading Starlog magazine. There was no internet in 1989, you know.
Yeah, I remember the original plan was to release 3 as soon as 2 left the theater, but like for whatever reason that didn't happen. I don't know what the reason was. But yeah, Richard Lester, he was more of a comedic director, which you can definitely tell when you watch Superman 3.
Oh my God, yeah, that slapstick opening is terrible. The opening credits of Superman 3. If you look at the television version or the ABC and the syndicated TV version, which is extended, you see the Starfield. You see like the opening, and it's much better. And I like that. Yes, and I like that orchestration of the John Williams theme, particularly. That's my favorite by Ken Thorne. He was the guy that scored Superman 2 and Superman 3, and he adapted the John Williams cues. And he effectively used some of the cues that were scored for Superman the movie that were unused or used in deleted scenes very well, I thought, in Superman 2 and in Superman 3. But that's my personal favorite version, aside from the John Williams, is the Superman 3 end title march for John Williams for the use of the Superman the movie theme. at the end of Supergirl 2026. I didn't hear it. I must have missed it, and I did not get up to pee or anything. Maybe it got cut. Maybe I didn't notice it, but supposedly the
Maybe
Superman
it was too
theme.
subtle. Yeah.
I didn't. Maybe it was. Yeah, exactly. Maybe the dialogue was mixed too loud over it or something like that, but I didn't notice it.
Oh, well.
Here's the new Supergirl. There she is. Now, there's been some unkind remarks about her appearance by Dean Cain, the Superman in Lois and Clark.
I went to high school with Dean Cain.
In Land of the Lost, the original, the little prehistoric dude. I think that's so mean. Such a mean criticism. What's interesting about her to the good is she looks different to me, and depending on the picture or the shot, she's kind of a chameleon in her look, in my opinion.
I got no issues with her looks. I think she looks fine.
Yeah. I do too. And I thought her acting was solid. I have no problem with her. It's just the writing. That's the script. They didn't do enough. There should have been her really, really doing something horrible.
Right. Because the actor can only do what's on the page.
Shit, I crapped out again, Mike.
You did. And again.
Can you hear me, Tug? Sorry. It's
sort
me.
of. You come in and out.
That's what she said. It's terrible. This internet is absolutely terrible.
I'm sorry.
It's me.
I know. I sympathize. I used to have that issue a lot with my internet.
I don't know if it's my internet or my computer. I may need to get yet another computer. Sorry, folks, about that. It's so bad when that happens. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, she just should have hit rock bottom. She should have done something more bad, more shocking. I thought it would have been cool if she were a super whore. I hate to use that word, but I mean, that would mean not, you can't, I don't mean to go too far.
I know exactly what you mean.
Make it a dirty, I don't mean to make it even R-rated. No nudity required. Just have her be like a tramp or something, and really
just more promiscuous. Yeah.
I wanted Clark to set her straight, whether it was something sexual in nature or alcohol or abuse, or maybe she accidentally hurt somebody in a drunken stupor, a human being or an alien.
That could work. Yeah.
Something that would pack an emotional punch, no pun intended. And I didn't see any of that in this movie.
That's unfortunate. I mean, I know it's based on Woman of Tomorrow, and I think in that comic, I haven't read it, but as I understand it, she hits pretty low rock bottom in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Woman of Tomorrow. This one. This is so bad. It keeps screwing up on me. Hang on, Tug. Bear with me.
No problem. I sympathize. I do.
Okay. Golly. I'm just going to make myself big so I can show some comic books. Sorry, listeners. I'm just going to take a break here. There's Funeral for a Friend, issue 6.
Hi, Sarah.
I just grabbed some covers to show you. I have some really good books, but they're inaccessible. They're actually behind me beneath the USS Enterprise in some of those boxes, and I have everything like delicately balanced. So I can't get the covers I really wanted to show you, but let me show you these. These aren't terrible, but I did promise some comic book covers, so we'll do that right now real quick and get that out the way. Look at that. Looks like a punk rock Supergirl, Tug.
That is really interesting. I've never seen that before.
And Superman has a mullet yet.
I love the mullet Superman.
I think he had a mullet when he got killed in 1992.
Yeah, when he came. Yep.
That's Superman. That's kind of a cute one. Cute cover. And the letters look retro. It looks like 1959 style lettering.
Yeah.
Let me just show. There's only a few more. I'm going to show just like maybe 10 more. Yep.
No, this really works because every time you've frozen, it's with a comic in the screen. So. Very cool.
See, this has more emotion than anything in the new movie.
Yeah,
this cover.
That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I'm still going to see it. I don't care. I got to make up my own mind.
It's not horrible, and I don't want to trash it. It just needed the James Gunn touch, I think. It's too bad he didn't direct this one or write it, because he's also a writer, of course. He writes most of the stuff he shoots.
Yeah.
Or co-writes it. So, and I showed you, here's an interesting one. It is almost the 250th birthday of America. I'm going to go live, by the way, with a 4th of July themed Podblast, 4th of July nostalgia. Believe it or not, there is 4th of July Independence Day nostalgia. I like that cover. She's showing her midriff.
That is a good one.
You know, a dude drew that. Speaking of 1976, 1976 from the 200th birthday of the USA, and it's a reprint of Captain America's.
Very cool.
In the back, and I need to acknowledge the chat. I've been really bad today. Look at Uncle Sam and Cap. Happy 200th birthday with a cake with a Statue of Liberty on it.
That's awesome.
Look at the eagle. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
And Captain America says, "Congratulations, Sam. You're as young and fit as ever."
And that's a really like crisp look for 50 years ago. That's really good.
Yeah, it's a nice shape, isn't it? And I got a great deal on this. I got this recently because I usually don't collect reprints, but I wanted this just for the 250th of America. I was going to debut it on that Podblast about the 4th of July, but yeah. So look,
You just couldn't wait.
A big treasury edition. And these are reprints from the 1960s from Tales of Suspense, which had both Captain America and Iron Man in it in the same book. Like it was half Captain America, about 12 pages Cap, 12 pages Iron Man. But
very cool.
Jack Kirby artwork from the 60s. And it's in super shape. Look at the inside.
Yeah, that is really cool.
I know. I mean, I got it for, I think, under $20.
Really?
Yeah.
Good deal.
It didn't have a bag and board. He goes, I don't have one, but I did. So
yeah, I'm sure you have a bunch of those laying around. Yeah.
And he shipped it really carefully. Here, let me put you back on the screen. That's pretty much all I was going to show. There you go. Sorry about that.
No problem. I love looking at your comic book covers.
Well, thanks. Let's see. I guess I'm going to wrap in just a little bit. I mean, how long have I gone? Just an hour. I just wanted to give like a brief little history of Supergirl. I don't think I did a terribly good job. Oh, and I did see the movie there's my proof. What I liked it. There's my movie stub. Oh, I was going to show you my movie stub for Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. I have 4 of them. I saw it 4 times in the theater just to show how weak and flimsy the tickets of today are. It's just a piece of crummy.
It's so cheap. Yeah.
Receipt paper, man. I mean, like, at least eventually you won't even get this. It'll all be on our phones.
Yeah, I remember they used to be like card stock, kind of like a Ticketmaster ticket, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And what was I going to show you? I had something else. So, oh yeah, I don't have my bucket of popcorn. Yeah, I do. Because what I like to do is to prove I went. I say, I saw the movie because here's my popcorn. That's from an old movie. I'm cheating it. I threw my bucket away because I saw it over the weekend. All right, Tug, well, is there anything you want to promote? What do you have coming up on your channel, which is The Unapologetic Geek?
Well, speaking of Independence Day nostalgia, I do have a video dropping on Independence Day, the movie. Because it turns 30 the same time America turns 250. So that's what I'm working on.
Very cool. And you're live at noon your time. You're in the St. Louis, Missouri area.
Correct.
So you're in the Central and Mountain time zone. Is that correct?
That is correct. So it's 1:00 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah.
Yes. And then that would be 10 a.m., I suppose, 10 a.m. in the West Coast.
Correct.
People like Brainbenders, Banner, BBB, and Sarah My Flock is Everywhere in California. All right. Well, I guess
I also have another show on Sunday night with Thrash and Danny and Sarah. Yeah. And we're going to be talking again about Independence Day, the movie. So that'll be
very cool. Yeah. The thing I remember most about that was how unrealistic it was when Will Smith hit the alien. He wasn't recoiling in horror. Welcome to Earth. And then he punches the alien.
I get the Mandela effect from that because you watch the movie. He clearly in the movie says Earth, but in my memory, it's always Earth with an F.
Right. They fixed it. Hey, they could have done like a George.
Maybe
Lucas.
they did. Maybe they fixed it in post. Yeah, like after it released.
They did.
They do that.
Well, thank you for popping in. I'm gonna just hang on a little bit longer in the hopes Danny will show up. I don't know what happened to him. I wanted him to show us the first appearance of Lobo from 1983 because mine's buried. I have that copy as well. Hang on, let me just text him.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and dip because I got to finish refilling my brand new refrigerator. So
well, thanks for stopping in, Tug.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll see. I'll be looking at you on Sunday, okay?
Okay, talk to you
and
then.
Saturday night on BBB, yep. Brainbender's Banner.
I'll be there.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Just texting Danny. Let me look at the chat. Let's see here. By the way, say a prayer for old Al Hardy. His dog is well, god dang, am I back or not? Yeah, but the stream has been really effing up today. Happy July 4th. Here's Keebs. Keebler is in the house saying, nothing is theater worthy in the last 30 years, in my opinion. Hey, Chance, I'll be in the shadows. Got another appointment in a few. Good to see you. Chance, anymore. I'm just so over it. And you know what? I think I've talked about a lot of the subject already, and there's a whole host of best ofs if you want to go back based on the topic of interest. Let's see here. Danny Staten's reminding he'll be on with Thrash Pondo Pond Sunday night at 7:00 Eastern time. Very cool. I don't know. Oh, you're talking about Independence Day. Tug just said so. Really nice of Tug to pop in. I am going to sign off now. I didn't really prepare anything. Let me make sure. Oh, Keebler's giving me some technical advice. She says, this is one of my power mods. Chance, you're trying to run at high speed in full HD and load a lot with your camera on too. Sadly, until your internet catches up, you're going to need to turn the camera off. I'm going to call Xfinity and check out my plan. I'm supposed to have the fastest internet. I think they lied to me. I think they pulled a fast one. Let me make sure I played all the clips. Yes, I played JT. Make sure I showed you all the pictures. I did. Yep, there's Lobo from the new movie. I showed you some of my comic books of Supergirl. Yep. Of Supergirl in comic book form is right here. And there it is. And let me switch to my clips and make sure I showed you guys and gals everything. So I'm going to say goodnight and want to plug something else on Instagram. I'm known as Uncle Chance from Smyrna, and I post dance videos thanks to producer Natalie, who shoots and edits most of the video content there. And we have one video that's hit over 112,000 views. Very grateful for that. If you're into salsa dancing, maybe you'll get a kick out of this because I'm so bad at it. I'm taking a lot of classes and I'm trying to learn salsa on 2. Renowned. He's been on tour. He gave me a free private lesson. Very nice of him to do that. Oh, also, I've been meaning to do this for a while. Someone donated a substantial amount of money to the channel, and I want to thank them for that. Hang on, we got a call. Oh, it hung up. It was him. Is this thing on? Boy, these technical problems are really crazy. Let me see here. Is there anything? Is this thing even on? Happy Trail. Joe Gutfeld says, I can't believe that Independence Day is 30 years old. Is it? Jeez. My outro, and I'll sign off. Here's the video that, can you believe it? Here's the video that hit 112,000 views. Let me show you this one. I just took salsa on 2. Well, I think I did salsa on 7 or some shit. 5, 6, knee stick forward. 5, 5, 5, 5, 10.
bass. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 2, C, Q. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7.
I don't think I did too good. And I'm sore. All right, we got a call coming in. Let me take this call and we'll say goodnight. The Nostalgic Podblast. Is this Joe?
Yeah, this is Joe.
What's up? Did you see the new Supergirl movie? Did you see the new Supergirl movie? Did you see the new Supergirl movie?
No, not yet. I grew up with the '84 movie.
Okay, what'd you think of that one?
I didn't think it was, you know, it wasn't great. Sorry, the airplane flying overhead. I didn't think it was too bad. It wasn't great, but it was entertaining enough that I kind of liked it. I liked Helen Slater, like I mentioned earlier, so I liked her. And so I figured, you know, that was a movie that Spider-Man put it into a store. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for her like it did for Christopher Reeve when he played Superman. He became a big star, and unfortunately, she didn't. So.
Yeah, Helen Slater. Yeah, right. She did the Billie Jean movie after Supergirl.
Yeah, and I also liked doing and when they did the Supergirl TV show with Melissa Benoist, she's supposed to play like a adopted mother. Helen Slater did. So at least they brought in the original Supergirl on that television show.
Ah. Hey, Kevin, Theme Park Adventure. I'm doing fine. Nice to see you.
How's Mikey doing?
I think he's doing all right. He goes live almost every day talking about, I don't know, Charlie's Angels or something. Do you see his YouTube channel?
And Mikey happens to be watching the show or listening to it later. I'd like to wish him a happy Canada Day. It was a couple of days before Canada Day, so I wish him a happy Canada Day.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping he'd pop up in the chat. He'd be welcome to come on camera.
And also my birthday is in about 2 weeks. Is my birthday, so.
Oh, happy early birthday!
Thanks. My birthday's on the same day as the baseball All-Star game in Philly. So.
Cool. How old are you gonna be?
55, believe it or not.
Double nickels.
Yeah, that double knuckles. I'm gonna be that old. I'm so old. I remember when Happy Days was not in reruns.
Oh wow! Yeah, it was called Happy Days Again.
Yeah, Happy Days Again. And I was so old. I remember when Archie Bunker's Place was also not in reruns.
Wow.
and over the weekend, one of the stores of this past week, and I don't want to date the show, but one of the past weekend, Danielle Bessoir, who played Stephanie on The Family and Archie Bunker's Place, just turned 60 years old.
Wow.
He's about 58, 59 years old. And I can't believe it, because I literally grew up watching on television. You know, on the show.
Cool. Hey, listen, Keebler just linked up the Kevin. Okay, she linked up Kevin. I thought she linked up Mikey. You don't know his YouTube channel, do you? I can't remember what it's called. He's got a weird name for it. Have you? Do you know it?
What show?
Well, he's on there. Just I'll tell him that you wish him a happy Canada Day. I'll send him a message or something.
Okay, Ken.
All right. Thanks for calling. Bye. That is Joe Gutfeld in New York State. For some reason, I cannot play my outro video. I'm been stalling really badly. The stupid StreamYard, I can't scroll down to get to my doggone my clips. Let me go to the photos. Sometimes this works when I switch these out. I can't change it out here either. Well, let's look at Martin Landau and I. How about that? There we go. Damn, man. This is such BS. This is why I don't do this crap anymore. It's not to abandon the audience. It's just the technical issues are too much. And plus, I don't have the time anymore. It's really nice to see the folks that did. There we go. Mikey's YouTube channel is called Chatty Blogger MS. Yeah, and we're not mad at each other or anything. I just forgot to send him the link. I thought he might pop up. He might be live right now himself. He goes live all the time talking about Charlie's Angels and classic Star Trek. So yeah, of course we wish him well. Let me see if I can try something else to get to my clips. That didn't work. Oh, brother. StreamYard can suck it.
I was practicing my hook shot when she walked in.
Looks like we're working together.
Brains, talent, she had everything.
Ooh, my brother's comic! The Adventures of Castle Mill. Whoa! Spider-Man! It's Captain America! Silver Surfer! Whoa, She-Hulk! Hey, twerp! You better not be in my... Mom, he's in my comics again! Marvel superhero sand, pills, and shovels. One included with every Castle Mill. Captain America, Silver Surfer, Spider-Man, and She-Hulk. You can collect a different one each week at White Castle.
Oh, brother. I'm going to try one more thing so I can play my outro and say goodnight.
The majesty, the might, the mayhem of Marvel Comics leaps off the printed page for larger-than-life action on the Sci-Fi Channel. Join Marvel's own Stan Lee for 2 titanic days with the Incredible Hulk.
One of the great stories of the 20th century.
And the Amazing Spider-Man.
This one's an original.
When the Sci-Fi Channel presents the Mighty Marvel Marathon, hosted by Stan Lee, beginning Sunday, July 4th at 8 a.m.
Okay, one more thing. As we're live, a lot of you probably have never watched BET, but there were the BET Awards and Drewski hosted it. Well, not too long ago, earlier this year, I had a little interaction with Drewski, who was the host and MC of the BET Awards, and here it is.
You ain't on the job? I didn't hear a call for that. No, we not. But what the hell y'all doing here? What the hell? What the fired? Shots fired from the burrito. Shots fired. What the
That's Drewski goes, shots fired. Anyway, that was my big ad lib, but he's actually a very, very nice guy. He's moving on up, man. He hosted the BET Awards. That is big. That is really big. All right, well, I'm going to sign off, and I hope you all have a great week. And as I like to always say, be good and don't let no dragons get you. Thanks to everyone who signed in. Sorry about all the technical snafus and the stream freezing and popping in, popping out. But I'm going to try again for my Independence Day special, 250th birthday of America special. No politics. So, we'll try to keep it neutral because I know people are very divided these days. We're just going to talk about nostalgia. Of course, I talk about Love American Style and some other shows, movies that pertain to Independence Day, like Born on the 4th of July, which a lot of people don't like, starring Tom Cruise from the 80s. I saw it in the theater and stuff like that, but it's going to be a happy, happy show. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope your summer is going great. Catch you next time on the Nostalgic Podblast. Probably going to do this July 4th one on the 3rd, which is Friday, July 3rd, 2026. Bye for now.
Get ready to rewind time. This is the Nostalgic Pod Blast.